Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Listen up, I just closed my fastest trade in my entire career. And this may sound weird since it was a trade of more than 6 hours, but it's still the fastest trade. If you want to understand this, watch this video because I'm going to explain to you exactly why this is the fastest trade and how I actually did it, okay? I'm going to give you 3 lessons as well that I've learned from this trade. If you're new to the channel and you don't know me yet, my name is Camille. I also go by the name of Trading Wizard, and on this channel I share the reality of day trading. I made more than 950x publicly in the markets, and now I want to show what it really takes. Instead of all of the free signals and call groups and all of the stuff, I want to show you what day trading really is. I am a range trader. If you don't know what ranges are, you can literally just go to my free school below where I literally explain to you exactly what a range is and how you can build one yourself. Basically, you have a range low, you have a range high, and you have the mid-range, okay? These are predetermined support and resistance levels. Now, when we're looking at this chart, we're currently looking at the 4-hour time frame. And one of the reasons why I say that this was one of the fastest trades that I took personally is because I am a swing trader right now. So you have 3 styles of trading, to put it into more context. You have scalping, shortest time frame trading, time frames around 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Some people even do it in the seconds. Then you have day trading. That's basically mid-term time frames. So for example, you have the 15 minutes time frame, you have the 1 hour time frame, and you have the 4 hour time frame. Those are the time frames that I use when I'm day trading. And then we have swing trading. So you have the high time frame trading, time frames around 1 hour, 4 hours and 1 day. Now, how, in my opinion, what the most logical way is of trading is by starting with scalping. So every trader, in my opinion, the best thing is to start with scalping. After that, you move to day trading. And after that, you move to swing trading. Why? Because at the end of the day, every single trade that you are going to take is one lesson, okay? In the beginning stages, scalping, you can easily scalp, for example, 3 to 5 times, sometimes a day. So that's 3 to 5 lessons a day. When you're looking at swing trading, because it's on a higher time frame, you're trading less. So now you're talking about maybe 1 or 2 setups in a week. So this equals to 1 or 2 lessons in a week. That's why I always say in the beginning, in my opinion, the best thing to do is just start scalping. If scalping works out, then you're going to day trade. If you showed yourself, okay, I understand day trading, that's when you move to swing trading. And once you are at the level of swing trading, you have the freedom to day trade and to scalp. But in my opinion, when you're scalping, I wouldn't say, okay, go into swing trading now or into day trading. Prove yourself first that you know how to scalp. So now that we are looking at this, again, this was meant to be a swing trade, okay? So when I'm looking at swing trading, most of the time it depends on the range, how long the trade will actually take. One of the most important things that I always do is I ask myself, okay, when I'm looking at the range, what kind of time are we actually in the range? So from the range high towards the mid-range and from the mid-range towards the range low. So I want to divide it in percentages. So for example, okay, 40% of the time we are at the zone from the mid towards the high, and 60% of the time we are at the range towards the mid and towards the low. If you understand this more, you will learn more about market structures in ranges. And market structures in ranges is, in my opinion, one of the most important things to understand. When I was looking at the market structure of this range itself, this is something that I've shared on my Instagram the day before as well. So I've literally shared this yesterday. Pretty slow weekend price action, nothing special. I will have a bull scenario open. So that is if we reclaim the overall trend and we break above the mid, then I will look towards longs. If we stay below this trend, then and it keeps holding my fib like it did, then I'm going for a short. Now what happened in this night? We went for the bear scenario and it went perfectly, okay? So as you guys can see, this is where I opened the trade, and I expected the price to hit my final TP in around 2 to 3 days. This is every single time when we're looking back at this range. So when we study the price action of this range, it was around 3 to 2 days. Okay, so around 3 to 2 days it took every single time to go towards there. Same goes for this one, around 3 to 2 days. So I was expecting, okay, so the price from here to here, it can take around 3 to 2 days. And this was what I had in mind. So I opened up the trade, I closed my laptop, and I went to the coffee shop downstairs. I was just relaxing there, drinking my coffee, and I got a lot of notifications on my phone. So I was like, okay, I will ignore it. I will just enjoy my coffee. I thought it was just some friend texting me. I went back up and still I didn't look at the charts. Why? Because for me it's very simple. I open up the trade and I just tend to forget because I have my notifications on. But it's the same sound as my WhatsApp, so that's a lesson maybe that I should switch that sound as well. And what happened is, in the meanwhile, the price went directly towards my TP. And this is something, again, if you expect the price to be there in around 3 days, you have a very different approach to the markets than if it actually hits directly. So it went directly to my full TP, and I woke up with just a very profitable setup. It's more than a 3% move on BTC. I was applying 15x leverage, so it's quite some win, especially in a shorter period of time. Now, when you're looking at this, you need to ignore the noise, okay? So that's lesson 2. The lesson 1 is always have 2 options open. So I don't care what people say online. For me, the most important thing is that I always have 2 options open. Yesterday, I had my bull scenario open. If it reclaimed, then I would have longed. But now it had the bear scenario, and that's what I did. So I just pulled the trigger on the bear scenario. And when you're looking at the sentiment of yesterday, and when you're looking at the markets, everyone was screaming, no, and we're going to see a new high soon, and we're going up, and this, and this, and this. You need to learn how to ignore the noise, and you need to learn to listen to your strategy. Most of the noise is already calculated in the price. If you're going to listen to the noise, you will almost always be on the wrong side. This is why my system is always at 1, and I'm just a slave of my system. That's how I always see it. So at the end of the day, if I had to play this range based on my emotions, then right here we would have seen a explosive new top and this and this and this. But because my range marked out the range high, I was pretty easy to say and to tell everyone online on my Instagram, most probably this is the high. What happened? It was the high. Same goes for this one. I can make these kind of posts. Why? Because I'm not emotionally invested in the markets. So when you're looking at this, according to sentiments, we would have been at a new all-time high, but according to the strategy, we made the perfect short, and that's what happened. So at the end of the day, we made money instead of that we lost money. Now, when you're looking at the last one, is take time to reflect and accept before you continue the market. So when I'm looking at this, this was a very fast trade, and it's Monday. I'm a swing trader, so I expected that around Wednesday to Thursday I would have to take action, and in the meanwhile I would wait. Right now I'm done with this position, so I'm basically I need to go to work again, basically. Okay. What am I doing now? I'm first going to take an entire day off and wait until the price gives me, for example, the appropriate triggers again to make a move. That can take some time. So the trade itself can go very fast, but the triggers itself most of the time need 1 or 2 days, like you see here as well, to unfold. Now when I'm looking at this, I will take two days off and just see, okay, when I'm looking at this win, what went well and what was the potential reason that it went directly to here? Was it mixed up with some fundamental stuff? So for example, was there something in the general markets, in the news, that was pushing the price towards here, or was it just a strategy play? These are things that I always look at, okay? So you have three things that move the markets. You have technical analysis, so that's what we're looking at now. You have fundamental analysis, that's what's happening in the market, what's happening in a project, and then you have sentimental analysis, and that is what are people saying about the token. So the sentiment was we were going up. That most of the time means that you're going down. When you're looking at the technicals, it meant down as well. And then at the end, I'm going to see, did fundamentals line up? I don't mix fundamentals with technicals anymore. Why? Because most of the time it just gives more noise than actually clarity. And the price is king in already pricing in the news. Guys, this was the video. I hope you liked it. This was a quick recap of one of my fastest trades that I took. For now, it's time to take some moments off. I want to thank you for watching. Again, if you like the reality of a day trader, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. If you want to understand more about ranges, don't forget to apply to the free school. And I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.